Yay! Free2talk TV. Pew, 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 pew. That's all the fireworks going off. Did you like it? Did you like my entrance? I tried to base it a little bit on being a wrestler, but only Richard might appreciate that. So
no, I've watched a few like WWE things.
Right, so we are here for Free2talk TV. It's later than normal because I've been out doing forest schools with little kids all day, basically, and running around because one of our colleagues, Kevin, has come into contact with someone that had tested positive for COVID. So he's had to isolate.
Coded. What is coded?
COVID. Coded is the new form of COVID.
Coded. It's just a new illness for people who play too many games.
Yeah, it is. So I went to do forest schools with the age range was 4 to 9. So the youngest being 4, who I've got to say, because I can't name names because of his age, but boy, did he have some beans. Woof! It was like zoom, like running around, like I want to do this next. It was pretty cool. So that's what I've been doing today, and I'm tired already. I didn't get a chance to have any caffeine, so that's me. Right, so this is Free2talk TV. This is where we talk about the news of the week. We've got aims to talk a little bit about the Olympics, about an MP being asked to leave the Commons, and do we need town centres anymore? So if you are watching, please give us a like, please give us a comment, please join in the conversation. I was so glad to see some of my friends last week like actually sending me messages outside of the programme because they were worried that they weren't allowed to comment and stuff, which is pretty cool. But please join in the conversation. But let's find out how everybody is. I'm going to go first because I went to a wedding. Okay, an old friend of mine from school's wedding at the weekend, and I've got a picture that I think people might actually really like. If I can just find it. So I've realised that when I go to people's weddings, I'm not very good at actually taking pictures, okay? Because I just forget, because I'm having too much fun at someone's wedding. And to give you an idea of exactly how much fun I basically had, I'm just going to show you this picture. So some of my friends you may have watched, you may have already seen it. But there we go. That's how much fun I was, I was having at the wedding. So my friends had some space hoppers for the kids.
For the kids.
But as soon as my girlfriend and I saw them, we were like, I hope those kids get off soon. I want to go. And off we went, and that was it. That was what I got. That was what I got up to. So, Richard, what have you been up to over the weekend?
Nothing much. Your boy is now 17.
Yes.
I am now 17. I'm getting old. I swear when I woke up Thursday morning, looked in and I was like, oh God, I'm getting grey hairs. No, I'm only 17.
You're only 17. Don't worry, you'll soon turn your way into that guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing, Richard. At least you've got hair.
Yeah, besides having my birthday on Thursday, I haven't been up to much. Been chilling.
That's good. Did you in Northampton? Did you get any massive thunder and lightning storms over the weekend? Yeah, because we had where my girlfriend and I were staying for the wedding. It was basically a converted barn. So we were in the eaves, right? And when the lightning basically woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the thunder, because it shook the bed.
Wow.
Just make sure lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place.
Exactly. Well, Owen, what did you get up to at the weekend?
On Friday I went out with some old college friends and thinking it was just going to be a nice like pub drink stuff. Turns out I go to a nightclub.
Oh no.
Definitely an experience.
Which one did you go to?
The Boston, is it called?
Oh, the Boston's all right. The Boston's technically a pub. It's not a nightclub. You're fine.
That's fine. Well,
fine.
It was an experience though. It was good. I got home at 2. No. No, I got home at 1. I got home at 1 o'clock, but then the night after, I was babysitting for my cousin because she's got a nice, lovely little daughter. She's absolutely perfect. But I didn't get home until 2 a.m. that night. So
wow.
Friday and Saturday, I was up in the mid-morning. Not mid-morning, early morning.
You are a dirty stop out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, at least on Saturday I got paid 50 quid.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Made up for you going to the Boston.
I don't really realise that my job situation, I have no job, so 50 quid in my pocket ain't too bad.
You did those applications. You still need to send me a CV so I can take a look at it.
Yes, I know. I keep forgetting.
Yes.
I'm annoyed.
Yo, hello, Levi. Thanks for coming on. How you doing? Ayo, what did you get up to at the weekend? Anything fun?
To be honest, it was one of those restful weekends. Because last week was really, really busy, especially university. So I just really wanted to chill last weekend, and that was what I did. So yeah, it was a nice one for me.
I'm gonna chill for the next few weekends. Afternoon, Casey. Levi, no, I'm James, not Kevin. Kevin's not here. Kevin's had to isolate. He's had to isolate because he's came into contact with someone that tested positive for COVID.
I've got a situation. Why not you do the forest schools and Kevin comes back on here with me?
Kevin comes back. I think, to be honest, because of the forest schools, because of some of the pictures I took of what we were doing, he phoned me afterwards and he was really jealous. He was really annoyed. Poor Kevin. I don't think he's got any symptoms. He's just waiting for some tests to come back, so he should be all right. Right, anyway, so we are going to talk about touch of the Olympics. Has anyone been watching it? Has anyone been watching the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been watching it now and then.
Bits of it. Ao, are you interested in the Olympics at all?
I've not watched a lot of it, to be honest. No.
Is that because it's on at silly o'clock in the morning because it's in Japan?
Though they do show repeats. They did show a repeat of the women's triathlon this morning, which was on last night. We did quite well in that.
Yeah, we did actually. We've got a few medals. We're like 4th on the tables or something, I think, or 5th.
I think we're probably 5th. I think we're probably 5th.
I think.
Let me have a quick look. The Olympics 2021. Yeah, we're 5th. We're 5th at the moment.
We're 5th now, are we?
Yeah, we're 5th. Japan have got 10 gold, 3 silver, 5 bronze. United States have 9 gold, 8 silver, 8 bronze. China has 9 gold, 5 silver, and 7 bronze. What is this one?
It's the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee.
There we go. Yeah, so that
it's the other Russia, not the Russia that have been banned from the Olympics.
It's the other Russia. Okay, so they've got 7 gold, 7 silver, and 4 bronze, and we, Great Britain, have 4 gold, 5 silver, and 4 bronze.
Yeah, we see we're doing all right. It's a good showing. I do just like watching some of the random sports at the Olympics. Like, there's a few friends of mine that were really excited about watching the skateboarding because it's his first time at the Olympics. But I got yesterday, because I wasn't working yesterday, I got really kind of into the men's group gymnastics. So you had like these teams of 3 or 4 gymnasts, right? And they just took it in turns going on six different pieces of equipment. And some of the stuff they were doing, I'm like, I'm glad you're doing it, not me, basically.
If you're going to be watching the Olympics, I'd recommend watching the trampolining.
You like the trampolining, do you?
I'd recommend watching the trampoline. As much as all the other gymnastic stuff is very well done, the trampoline one is the only one that has gravity involved. No, you're wrong there, Owen. All sports have gravity involved because gravity is always there. Well, you are jumping at what, say, probably about 10 feet in the air, maybe even higher than that.
Yeah, but have you not seen how high those rings are for the gymnasts when they're like, "Way"?
They come up to about where my window is on the top floor of my house.
Yeah, still pretty high. There's still gravity involved, isn't there?
Gravity in that sense, but when you're jumping,
Owen,
you're
you're
getting
starting to
pulled by
sound a
gravity.
bit like you're starting to sound a bit like a flat earther. Oh yeah, the Earth, gravity doesn't exist.
Gravity does exist. Trust me, I've fallen off a trampoline once or twice. Being a trampolinist myself, I know about it. But anyway, yeah.
Next, you'll be telling me that Boris Johnson is a good prime minister. You crazy galah.
I'm sorry, but unfortunately, I won't steep that low.
You won't see that low. Levi, so Levi said go live on Instagram, it'd be much better. So the thing is, Levi, Instagram doesn't allow us to go to multiple platforms at the moment. It only does one platform. I'm still trying to do a workaround for it, but because we use this software that we use, we go live on Facebook and YouTube, and we generally get a few people watching. But there we go. So the Olympics. I want to ask everyone a question about the Olympics. What sport or something that you want that even isn't a sport, that isn't in the Olympics? What do you want in the Olympics that you think would be really fun to watch? Richard,
darts.
Darts. Yeah, see, I knew you were going to go for darts.
It's a perfect sport for it.
That is a good.
It is actually, isn't it? Really. I feel like, though, if it first came to the Olympics in Japan, I don't think the Japanese would be ready for it. Like all these people dressed up in different costumes. 180. But it would be good fun. Owen, what sport or non-sport or activity?
I think I would probably watch free roam parkour.
Parkour?
Yeah, it's free roam parkour sort of stuff. I've seen like some sort of competitions where two people, probably from like different teams, and the idea is to catch them. And you've got this massive arena that you have to work around, and the longest.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be quite entertaining to watch.
Yeah, the cameramen. I'd put money on the cameramen getting the gold medal actually for having to follow everybody around.
Well, if they can follow the speeding cars from Top Gear, I think they can do this.
Yeah, true. Right, Ao. So Levi said you look so bored. Is it because we haven't talked about what sport you want in the Olympics? What sport do you want in the Olympics? It's not the Olympics, Ao, or activity.
Yeah, I think probably because I've not been watching a lot of the Olympics, really. But to be honest, I love wrestling, just like Richard. I love wrestling. And I wouldn't mind seeing wrestling on Olympics.
Are we talking about?
The thing is, there is wrestling in the Olympics, but it's more ground based.
It's proper wrestling.
Proper
it's not
wrestling.
Undertaker wrestling. It's proper wrestling.
It's proper wrestling. It's not WWE. It's not like WWE where it's all fake. Well, fake to some degree.
It's not the World Wildlife.
But 1 minute, guys. Is it true that wrestling is not real? That is acted? Is that true?
Oh yeah.
What? What? Ao, you telling me it's not real?
No, someone once said to me it's not real. That it's acted. And I'm like,
coming from the person I've been watching wrestling for 13 years of my life, it is scripted.
It is scripted, yeah.
But with Vince McMahon, the CEO, they can just go off anytime they want.
Okay. So I suppose the best way of explaining like the Undertaker and Hulk Hogan, all these kind of guys, right? Yeah, they can do all the moves, yeah, and they do all the moves, but it is still kind of pretend. But they still do get hurt.
What I like to say is, yes, it's scripted. Yes, they know who's gonna win in that. But it's still like they're doing all the moves. They're putting their bodies on the line for us.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh,
it's good fun. It's good fun. And hello, Emma. Thanks for coming on. So, right, I'm going to blow your mind with this sport. I think the new Olympic go-to sport, right? Stuck in the mud.
Richard's reaction is just perfect.
Why? How?
Right, so you'd have a team, right? Two teams go against each other playing competitive stuck in the mud. like over like in an arena with loads of different stuff that they also have to parkour, right? Get that involved, right?
Okay.
And they have to run underneath each other, yeah, to get unstuck. And it's just like a point-based thing. I think that'd be good. I think it's the most things they can do in a minute. So you keep it really quick and fast.
So couldn't you arguably say you could do like a capture the flag sort of thing with it, with stuck in the mud?
You could do that as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I just think it'd be really fun. I think it'd be really fun to watch.
That'd be quite fun. You might have the youngest Olympians ever.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Olympics.
So
Olympics
Levi's saying they want to come on and be a host. Well, Levi, maybe after this, you just send me a message on Facebook and we could organise you coming on as a guest. And hello, Loz. Howdy, folks. How are you doing? Right. So that's enough about the Olympics. And our dream sports, the best sports to go in. Sue Jane, are you volunteering to organise this locally? Do you know what? I reckon. How about we organise a Northampton stuck in the mud competition between charities? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So has anyone seen the film Dodgeball?
Yes.
No, you haven't. You need to watch Dodgeball. It's quite a funny film.
Great.
So I reckon maybe an actual dodgeball competition would be quite easy to set up.
A dodgeball competition between charities.
Yeah.
And I would say like each participant could possibly pay like £3 just to get in, just to tap.
Yeah.
And then the total pot, half the total pot, and send both halves with it.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be half. Just get loads of different charities involved. Yeah. I think that'd be fun. I might look into that.
Look into that. Do that.
Loza said he missed an important chat on sports. Yes, you have.
Yes,
talk about the Olympics.
And then he suggested,
yeah, could actually stream it. Oh no! Stop giving me ideas. I'm stuff to do. I'm already too busy.
Charity paintball streamed in James's perspective, and watch him scream like he does on Among Us. Yes.
No. See, I don't scream at paintball. I mainly charge at people going I'm more like shout and roar.
You're gonna do what you do on Sea of Thieves. You want some? You want some?
Yeah. Do you want some? And Loz, you've got a dodgeball qualification, right? Okay, this is all coming together. Right? But let's stay on focus, right? So
yes, focus on the next topic now.
So I want to talk about. I want to talk about so an MP. I don't know who saw this, but the MP Dawn Butler, was kicked out of the Commons for calling the Prime Minister Boris Johnson a liar. Okay, so I'm just gonna share the screen and we can watch it with the audio and stuff. And see what we think.
The Prime Minister said we have severed the link between infection and serious disease and death. Not only is this not true, Madam Deputy Speaker, but it is dangerous. And it's dangerous to lie in the pandemic. And I'm disappointed that the Prime Minister has not come to the House to correct the record and to correct the fact that he has lied to this House and the country over and over again.
Order. I'm sure that the member will reflect on her words just then, perhaps correct the record.
Madam Deputy Speaker, what would you rather, a weakened leg or a severed leg? At the end of the day, the Prime Minister has lied to this House time and time again. And it's funny that we get in trouble in this place for calling out the lie rather than the person lying.
Order. Can you please reflect on your words and withdraw your remarks?
Deputy Speaker, I've reflected on my words, and somebody needs to tell the truth in this House that the Prime Minister has lied.
Under the power given me by Standing Order number 43, I order the member to withdraw immediately from the House for the remainder of the day's sitting. I call Tom Randall.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. On perhaps a slightly lighter note, I hope that before the House adjourns today, we can...
So there we go. So Dawn Butler was asked to leave the Commons. Now, I don't think it really matters what your kind of political side is, really, on this. So in the Houses of Commons, if you call someone a liar, you have to retract that comment. You're not actually allowed to present the facts that they lied to the rest of the House without being asked to leave. What do we think about that?
Sorry, let me ask a question before. So I saw it. I think it happened last week, didn't it?
Yes.
So what if someone lies in the house? So what do you say? How do you describe it?
So you kind of have to use inventive language, should we say? So it's more about like kind of, well, I think what they might have said might have been construed as possibly, maybe not, but possibly so.
My days.
Being wrong, but maybe right, but possibly wrong, or maybe right, depending on the point of view and which angle you look at it from. Blah, 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 blah.
Politics and politicians. I think I'm gonna initiate the same rules in my house. Yeah. Nobody must call me a liar in my house anymore.
These are old rules of the House, I should add, that have just not been taken away. But it bars MPs from calling each other liars. They're not allowed to call each other liars. That's basically what it is. And if you call an MP a liar, you're asked to leave. So
what was she accusing Boris of lying of?
So basically, he lied about about COVID.
No, you're not allowed, James. You can't say he lied. You're not allowed.
If you hadn't guessed already, AO, I'm not a politician. I can say whatever I like. So it's just like, so you've got someone in power. I mean, whether it's left or right, and I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, I mean, Dawn Butler is a contentious, a difficult figure anyway. But I just think it's weird, isn't it? Weird that if I say Richard, you're a liar, and then AO goes, James, you're not allowed to say that, and then I'm going, okay, I'm off, bye.
Oh, see ya.
That's just stupid, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do we think, Richard? Go for it.
I don't know what to say. It's like you just can't say anything in the Parliament or in the House thing without something happening. No. You can say loads of stuff in the House of Commons, Richard, as long as it's not true. That just take away everything. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just stupid.
So, do you think that this rule that has been enforced should just be trashed? Then, I mean,
okay.
Yes.
Owen, any thoughts?
Yeah, I just had a few minutes just to have a think about it. See, I understand why they have that rule, because there would be so many heated, not in a good way, arguments of liar, liar, pants on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the rule is in place to prevent that from happening. As much as the Parliament has a lot of arguments between them, as it is, but having like a petty, you're a liar sort of argument that you'd have on the playground, for instance. This is a place of governing and a bit more maturity. To have that type of argument would be a little bit childish. So I see why they have it, but let me finish, James.
I'm letting you finish. It's fine. It's fine.
But I do think if you are going to present some sort of evidence, a statement of someone has told an accusation falsely, they need to at least back that up with a decency amount of evidence to probably cancel out the... What was the act that the chairwoman suggested? I've forgotten what it was called. But you'd have...
refrain your comment, basically. Rescind your comment.
No, the actual things that she read out from the authority of this and this.
Oh, Article 43 or
something,
yeah,
something or other. If you had evidence to actually support the actual accusational false evidential discussion that the Prime Minister has said these things, which is objectively false, then that order will be cancelled out. It would have to be cancelled out because it's... If you're saying it loudly, then yes, that's going to say something. You can't say that in there. But if you don't have a lot of evidence to prove your point in that moment, then I think they will have to be asked to leave because they don't want to escalate it to something to that level of childish playground behaviour.
Yeah, okay. So in that case, would it be an idea then? Because I know what you mean about playground behaviour, and I mean, you know, I've seen politicians in action. I reckon putting kids in Parliament might be better sometimes, because they might act a bit more adult. But surely, if you let them call out lies, that gives the opportunity for facts to actually be true, rather than false language or false representation of figures.
That's what I'm saying about having a lot of evidence of backing you to make sure that you have the capability to fight back against it. That's
okay, in that case, do we think Boris Johnson is a liar?
Not intentionally, no. Not intentionally. Not intentionally. Not intentionally. However, there are a lot of things that he's lied about. I can't deny that. But but intentionally going to say, "Oh, I know about this."
James is now looking on YouTube.
I'm just
compilation.
Yeah. To be honest, there's got to be a compilation that's been put on of him telling barefaced lies.
Well, he has to tell a few lies because unfortunately he can't release everything as he wants to, and he knows that, and he can't do that. It's just annoying for him, and I know that.
I just think he's just a lot of politicians just can't tell the truth. I'd argue.
That's also very agreeable to say. That is a very agreeable thing to say.
I'm not just like bashing Boris here. I think this is true across politics. I reckon. I'm just like, just tell the truth. Just tell me the truth.
Then you're gonna put the BBC News out of business.
Because it's the BBC News that goes, hold on a second, they've told a fib.
Exactly. That's the whole point. If they're telling the truth, I'm like, oh, okay. Right, there's no news to report because they're not doom and gloom. You're right there. Are you just enjoying this conversation?
Ayo, join in.
Oof. I think to start with what you said about politicians and lies, to be honest, I think even this rule in the House supports the fact that politicians, they many times love to lie, and I think this is a rule to try to make an attempt to cover up the lies of politicians. Otherwise, why, of all the rules in the whole world, why come up with the rule of not calling someone a liar? If someone is lied, let's say he's lied. And of course, the responsibility is on the one making the allegations to have facts and figures. So if somebody has facts and figures to show that someone has lied, please, for God's sake, let's say he has lied. You know, so for me, I find it honestly, I find it ridiculous, to be honest. Even though I agree with what Owen said, but I still feel that if someone is lied, let's call him or her out. Let's call him out and say you've lied. And you know, honestly, I can't deal with politicians. Honestly, I can't. We've
talked about Trump. We've talked about Boris Johnson on this. I mean, this is like an era of, I've got to say, it's almost Trumpian. It's got a word. It's like this whole idea of having this front man who just tells porky pies all the time, basically. Now that's the nicest way of putting it. But yeah, and they look the same. But you know, we've spoken about stuff that Boris Johnson or Trump have said that have been abjectly and clearly wrong. You know, like when we talked about his wallpaper, and he wouldn't say. I mean, he didn't directly lie, but he wouldn't be truthful about where he got his wallpaper money from, was he? He just wouldn't tell the truth. That is the biggest issue, I think. It's like they're just not telling the truth, and it does make me. I mean, I think you just did it for all of us. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
just drains my life away. But I also don't want to just put this all on Boris as much as I dislike him. Because loads of politicians are guilty of it. I mean, that's why, but that's also why you have the press, the BBC investigate it, or the Independent, the Journal. You know, they investigate it. They find out where they've said porky pies. Because there was also that thing with Dominic Cummings coming out. I don't know if anyone remembers the thing about Boris Johnson's quote saying, "Let the bodies pile high in their thousands" when talking about COVID. Which he denied saying, but there's been more evidence. There's been more evidence to say that he actually sent a text message saying that. So it's just like you can't tell the truth. So how do we sort this out? James for Prime Minister?
If you become Prime
Minister,
yeah, a youth worker Prime Minister, yeah.
At least I might know what I'm talking about if I'm the youth minister, eh?
Yeah.
Rather than coming in and being like 60 and going, "I'm down with the kids." Oh yeah. What these scallywags actually need is
Now you've just put in my head of Boris Johnson's face on the American version of The Office doing parkour, just doing that, doing that massive childish sort of thing. You just put in my head.
I mean, yeah, it's just I just find it weird. I mean, but this is also why with the media. I mean, and we discussed the last time I was on about you know, trust in media, and a few people on my thread like didn't trust the BBC. But that's why you should just read around everything and wake up your own mind. These investigative journalists, that's what they're there for. They're there to shine a light on what goes on behind closed doors in Parliament. And if it involves Boris Johnson, it's probably new wallpaper or a wig.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's getting his wig from Trump.
You reckon? See, I wonder.
Exactly
It actually makes me wonder, because the similarities between Boris Johnson and Trump, whether the wig or the hair is actually an alien. It's an alien invasion where they're placing themselves on the bald heads of world leaders and controlling them. Has anyone seen Ratatouille with the rat controlling the chef? It's like that.
So are we expecting
right-wing extremism?
So are we expecting Alexander Putin going to be the next one, because he's bold at the moment?
He is, or maybe he's the only one that's resisted it. Because to be honest, he just does what the hell he wants anyway.
True, that is true. So what's your excuse?
Whoa!
Your excuse, because
I can resist those alien powers. That's my excuse. But although Richard was just saying earlier about turning 17, he's found some grey hairs. Could be aliens. Could be aliens. Right.
You're in my head. Get out. Get out.
You know, there is something called aliens in your hair. It's called nits. That's why you get rid of them.
Oh, they're not aliens. They're just insects.
True. But they are aliens in some description.
All right. Right. So, well, we've talked about lying in Parliament. I think it's going to go on forever until we really start holding these politicians to account in all cases. And boys, what's the best way to hold the politicians to account? What would all the councillors that came on tell you? What's the best way of holding them account? Voting.
Yeah,
oh,
that's true.
How quickly you forget.
I was trying to think of something clever. But didn't work. I couldn't think of something
if you
in
think of
time.
something clever, come back to us. Right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I saw some news yesterday, and it was because we had the councillor Adam Brown on, the Conservative, and because he's technically the housing minister, I thought he probably would have seen this and stuff as well. And it's about what? Do you remember what you were talking about, the brown belt? Does anyone remember what that was, rather than the green belt? Was it a grey belt? It was one of them.
Brown I think it was a grey belt. I think it might have been a grey belt. I think it was a grey belt.
When he was talking about reusing empty buildings, so. Mm-hmm. Because there's actually a lot of now commercial buildings that are empty post-Brexit, post the pandemic. We've got high streets with commercial buildings that are empty. I mean, you only have to look down Northampton High Street to see how bare it is. If you actually kind of want to go shopping proper, you're almost invited to go to Milton Keynes or Rushden, aren't you? So the idea of this is, as from I think it's next week. So these commercial premises will be available to basically buy by developers, to basically be turned into housing and flats. And we have spoken before about there being a housing crisis and stuff. But that means that the town centre will go. It won't really be there anymore. So my question is, though, do we still need it? Do we still need a town centre, considering we've got online shopping? I don't want to use Amazon. I never use Amazon, but I do online shopping because I just hate Amazon because they never pay their taxes. But do we need town centres anymore, lads? What do you reckon?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Owen, go for it. You go first. Yes, right. It's loads of yeses. Owen, why yes? Why?
See, I prefer going into shops to see what I'm buying. Mm-hmm. Particularly when it comes to clothing wise, because clothing sizes online aren't exactly the most accurate of all time, are they?
Yeah.
Well, when you have it in hand, it has the label of what the size is. You're not going to just access okay, I'm going to buy this, put it down, pick up another one, go to the till, are you? No. So, call me a bit old-fashioned, but I like going into shops.
Yeah.
I like going into shops.
What do you want to add? You're definitely saying yes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because during the lockdown, I've actually practically experienced what Owen was saying. I bought some things that really looked good. That really looked good online, and by the time they came, it was completely less than what I was expecting.
Did you order from wish.com perchance?
Oh, Wish! Oh my days! A few years ago, I bought a wristwatch on Wish, and it took 50 days to arrive.
and it wasn't a wristwatch in the end. It was a grandfather clock.
It took 50 days.
Oh my God, how you doing? Thanks for coming on.
I got something in the post. I just don't remember. Open up. When did I buy this?
So Ayo, you think we still need those shops because the online shopping you got the wrong stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, is there any other advantage to having shops in a town centre?
I would probably argue.
I'd probably argue immediately if they've got it in stock.
Yeah.
And then I just think probably during summer, even just for the window shopping, to be honest, just somewhere, because really when most of the time during summer, you don't have places to go. There are just sometimes you just wanted to go. You really just want to go to town and just see things and just walk around, that feeling. Yeah. And you can't do that online, can you? So I think
you can on Wish. Just scroll through. Would you like some earplugs for a giraffe? Oh, what? Do I need earplugs for a giraffe?
Earplugs for a giraffe. And earplugs for a giraffe. You could probably reseal your wine with those.
Yeah. I mean, right. So Loz has put in, try being the size of a bear. You need physical shops. Right. I have got to add, like, you know, Lawrence playing rugby and stuff. Now he's a big guy. Like, he is massive. Yeah, and he does need bigger clothes. Georgia said, just started watching, but if you talk about the benefits of shopping in real life, being able to accurately tell if clothes will fit you is a massive plus. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then Loza said, I lie, they put up XXL or 3XL. What size chest is that? I'm 64 inch. I need to throw these pants on. Loz is big. He is big. Yeah, I think there is a case in point for that. But I also I feel like this has been brought upon us by what's happened, you know, but also by I just want to use Northampton Town Centre as an example in this, because this is like true, yeah. So you've got the main high street, yeah, and has anyone been down Giles Street behind there with all the little shops, yeah? So the little boutique shops. I like it on Giles Street. I go to Giles Street more often than I actually go to the high street mainly because of St Giles cheese. I love cheese and different types of cheese as well.
Have you got a dog called Gromit then?
I wish I had. I'll tell a story about that in a second. But so what happened was you've got these massive units like on the main high street, say Marks and Spencer, full to the rafters. But the ground rents and the business rates are sky high. Right, they're huge for the council to try and claw back money because the Tory council, you know, basically stole loads of money. But anyway, that's a different story. But on Giles Street, what happened when Giles Street proper went on there? It won Northamptonshire High Street of the Year, right? Because of all these boutique shops, because they were providing something that was really missing from Northampton, like from these different shops, different opportunities. I mean, even just having like the Staples or whatever it is, not the Staples, but you know what I mean, like the paper shop there. It's just a little thing, isn't it? It's good to have it there. And do you know what the council did? Put the business rates up. That was their immediate reaction. Was like, it's popular. How much money can we make out of this? That was their first concern. So when your business rates are so high, do you think an online shop has business rates equivalent to a site on a high street? No, of course it doesn't. So these shops on the high street cannot compete in any way, shape, or form. But that's also why, like you talk about Amazon, the biggest online retailer in the world. I try never to use Amazon now, because if you find an item on Amazon, do you know what you can do? Find who sells it. Buy it from their shop, usually for cheaper or the same price, and Amazon do not get a cut of that. So you support the shop directly, and that's what I always try and do. That's what I was trying to suggest. All right. So I just got a few comments. So Lawrence, Lawrence, just going to put your story in there as well. So it's on Giles Street as well, because they put the rates up. So Lawrence used to have a gin bar, and he actually lost it. Because the business rates are too much as well. But Georgia, Vintage Guru is an amazing local shop in Northampton Town Centre. It's perfect vintage hunting. So yeah, little independent shop. And then Lawrence has put, amen, preach to the choir, council chasing revenues killed the town. So that's what I think. And Laura. Hi Laura. Nice to see you.
Hello.
So hi Laura.
Right, so Georgia, I mean, you've put on Lawrence, I've just seen your next comment. I'm not going to put that up. It does seem like the Tories have tried to run business out of town, then sell off buildings to property developers. Now, I kind of agree and disagree with Georgia on this, because I think, yes, that's definitely true because we are a Tory-led town, but I think it's also true across the country, irrespective of the local authority. I think it's especially worse in Northampton, because obviously they fiddled £10 million or whatever it was from the cobblers and stuff, and sold a statue that wasn't actually theirs. Does anyone remember that? The Egyptian statue, the Northampton Museum, the council sold it, and it wasn't technically theirs. They sold it to a private collector for £2 million. Actually belonged to the Egyptian government.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just feel like we've brought this upon ourselves. Any thoughts on that, everybody?
Or did they sell it on behalf of the Egyptian government?
Yeah. So the Egyptian government lent it, I should add, to the Northampton Museum, and then was it 3 years ago? The council basically sold it to a private collector for £2 million because they spent too much money and had loads of holes. Well, I say they spent too much money. They fiddled loads of money, really. That's the reality. And people still vote for them. Who do I want being responsible for all the money in my town? I know the people that stole loads of money before. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, Georgia's got like Labour just Tory light at the moment, which is difficult. Yeah, so and it was £2.57 million for a £10 million trinket. That was
Wow.
That was the Egyptian statue.
Wow.
Yeah, and then sold it to David Bakatosh, could line his pockets along with the scammers at Sixfield. So you should look into it, guys. Just Google Northampton Council fraud. Just Google it, and you can read about it yourself. Now, we've only got a few minutes left, so I do want to share one last little story before, obviously, I do my video at the end, which I like to do. But I've got something I want to share because I remember reading about this story before a few years ago. Now, Lars, that's really mean. It could be worse. We could live in Corby. That's really mean. I've got friends from Corby, and they live in Northampton. Actually, why won't they go back? Anyway, so I remember reading about this story a while ago, and there's lots of things to unpick about this story, right? So German lawyers wrangle over pensioners' World War II tank in basement, right? So this German pensioner has got a full-size tank in his basement under his house, like a World War II tank. And it's a Panther tank. Now, I've got a few questions about this. Yes, it is a Nazi tank, technically, but it's not got any other coverings on it. It's just a World War II tank. I want to know how he got it in there.
That's what I was thinking.
That was what I was thinking too.
What?
I was thinking that.
The picture is like the World War II era Panther tank that was removed from a residential property in northern Germany in 2015. But I also want to know how they got it out.
I got the answer. They took it apart.
They took it apart, maybe.
Depends on how big the basement is as well.
Yeah, maybe it was a big basement. But so this story has come out again because he also had an anti-aircraft gun and a torpedo in his basement.
Wow.
So they basically want to fine him because you're not allowed to keep, military equipment in your basement. But the guy's 84, right? And so they've removed it and gone, look, we just want to put them in a museum. And he's gone, no, it's my tank, it's my anti-aircraft gun, it's my torpedo, I want it.
That's his car.
So, yeah. It's his car. Yeah. Just pop into the shop, love. Oh, don't forget the milk. Okay.
You see him driving off his driveway, and this lamppost there. His wife calls behind him. He turns the turret around just to speak to her, just like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
And he hits the lamppost off, and then he turns around the other way and knocks off the other one.
just think it's a bit mad. Yeah, apparently they were looking. It was a tip-off looking for stolen Nazi art. Because I don't know if anyone knows this, in World War II, the Nazis basically stole loads of art from all the other countries. And George has asked, is he one of the Nazis that got a new identity? No, I don't think he was a proper Nazi. For everything I'd read before, he's not a Nazi. He just wanted the war memorabilia in his basement for some reason.
Take it.
But so, lads, imagine that. My granddad's got a classic car. My granddad's got millions of pounds. Well, my granddad's harbouring tools of war. it's kind of the new my dad is bigger than your dad, isn't it? I suppose. well, my granddad has got a nuclear silo.
Well, my granddad's got a missile from the Cold War.
Really funny. Anyway, so I think we've kind of come to the end. Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
To be honest, James, how did he get it in there? We've still not figured that out.
Because they got it out. Apparently, it took 20 soldiers 9 hours to extract the Panther tank, which didn't have any tracks. I should add, but it doesn't tell us how.
I think the only explanation is it's one of those houses where they have like a driveway going down to the basement.
Yeah, maybe
that could be like the only explanation. Oh, the broken put it back together.
Yeah, but I also want to know how long it was there. Because, like, you say that explains it, Richard, yeah? But how did nobody notice?
Exactly.
Hans, the house is shaking. Oh, it'll just be the pigeons, dear. Dear.
Or he's just prepared for the next global conflict.
Yeah, maybe it's prepared for the next global conflict. Right. Anyway, so we've come to the end. We've talked about a fair bit. I've had a good day. This has always been good. For those watching, we're probably looking at changing the time, the day next week, because I've been doing forest schools all day, and it's difficult for me to get back and do this as well. So it might change the day, but I'll sort that out. And obviously there'll be lots of messages about that anyway. But yeah, so we've come to that time of the show where we thank everyone for watching, but also go through something fun that everyone wants to share. So Richard, what's yours?
I turned 17 on Thursday.
You turned 17. Do you actually feel any different?
No.
I'm still stuck inside. I'm watching wrestling and darts. I play computer games. I'm all right, yeah.
I hate Twitter.
Oh, where's he going?
I got a book.
Oh, cool.
Ah, that's wicked.
Talking about every WrestleMania. So for the next month, I'm be watching WrestleManias. I'm reading that book.
Oh, do you know what, Rich? Sometimes I wish I had your life again. Like being 17 and obsessed with wrestling. I'm just gonna watch the wrestling, and no one can tell me what to do. like, where's the money for these bills, James? Why haven't you paid your rent yet? I just want to watch wrestling.
Next month it's going to be my 13th year of watching wrestling.
That's wicked. That's really cool. Owen, what's your happy thing? Lawrence, I'll show yours in a second.
Yes.
I just
going to a nightclub.
Well, my first nightclub experience on Friday. It was a very good experience, by the way. Mm-hmm. As much as when I was in the main area itself, the music did give me a bit of a headache, so I went home at about 1 a.m. But it was still a good evening out. I'm going to my uncle's next week from Sunday, the 1st of August, for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll still be here on Free2talk TV. I'm going to bring my gear with me. I'll still be on Twitch on Monday and Wednesday. No worries. So I'm looking forward to doing that because my uncle is bad bonkers. Let's just say
we'll get him on as a guest, shall we?
No, he doesn't do that.
Next week, special appearance, Owen's uncle.
Yeah.
No, though I wish I had the video prepped as it is, but I got a video of my dad on his lawnmower, and the caption says, "I think my dad took Mario Kart to the next level."
Oh dear. Right, so Loz's is I'm free from a 2-year abusive relationship. That's my happy of the week. That is really good news.
That's
really happy
nice.
for you there, Loz.
Congrats.
He's also saying about you being in a German tank, apparently, because you.
Breaking news. Owen is 84 and had a World War II tank in his basement.
In my day, not this tank.
Oh dear. Ayo, what's your happy of the week?
It was my mom's birthday yesterday. Yeah.
And that's it.
Sorry?
That's it. Just the birthday. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a birthday.
Nothing else. Yeah, nothing else. Didn't get her anything.
Nothing
Hope
else.
she's all right.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, well, we saw my happy of the week earlier. The little picture from my mate's wedding. It was really good to go to that and actually get out of the house. Actually, it was quite nice. I had loads of fun. I ate loads of food. Yeah, I think at my friend's wedding there were loads of kids, and I think young kids kind of have instinct about whether you're a youth worker or not. So I was basically the children's entertainment for a few hours, basically. So,
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, I think it is a good thing. Yeah, it is good. Laura's my happy of the week is being able to run an actual youth club activity tomorrow. Woohoo! Yeah, I am knackered from the forest schools I did earlier because, as I said, one of the kids, he was only 4. Whoa, he was running around like mad. It was just like, can I go in the river? No. Can I go in the river? No. Can I go in the river? No. Bless them. Right. So I'm going to finish off with this little video I've got here. I just need to redo it 1 second. So have you ever wondered what noise a sea cucumber makes?
What?
A sea cucumber or an anemone. It's just really weird. So this is apparently the noise. Let me just check the volumes. Yeah. This is apparently the noise a sea cucumber makes when he breathes. Oh, it just. Hold on. It just went mad.
Sound like me when I wake up.
Are you sure you've not just got someone dubbed in behind that?
No, yeah, someone has dubbed themselves in.
I think so.
I put sound behind the
just made me laugh. I just quite liked it. So Sue said, "My happy seeing you guys on TV." Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Nice.
Sue's actually one of the directors for Free to Talk. You know. Yeah, so it's good that she's seen it and gone, oh, I really like it. And Lawrence has asked if I've got too much free time. No, I don't have any free time, really, but I always make time to find funny videos to show on Free to Talk TV. That's what I do. Right, anyway, thank you ever so much for coming on and joining us for the conversation. All the people that have commented, liked it and everything. And thanks to our great team yet again. Thanks, Richard. Thanks, Owen. Thanks, Ayo. It's been good, isn't it?
It's been great.
Yeah,
it's been good. I'm going for a lie down. I'm just worn out. Right.
I'm gonna go play Minecraft.
Bye. Yeah, bye everybody. Everybody say bye to the stream.
Bye guys.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.